My name is Nekan, so I'm going to talk on the next topic, which is liberalism and neoliberalism. So, the widespread use of the phrase liberal democracy to characterize nations with free and fair elections, rule of law, and protect civil liberalities demonstrate that liberalism is defining characteristics of modern democracy. So, however, liberalism, when discussed in the context of international relations, has developed into a unique entity. So, liberalism encompasses a number of theories, so and arguments regarding how institutions behave and economic diets contain and moderate the violent power of states. So in comparison to realism, so it expands our field of visions to include citizens and international organization among other variables. Liberalism is also founded on the moral argument that protecting the individual right to life, liberties, and property is the primary function of the government. So, therefore, liberalism emphasize the individual well-being as a primary pillar of a just political system. So, a political system characterized by uncontrolled power, such as monarch or dictatorship, is incapable of safeguarding the lives and liberties of its population. So, consequently, the primarily goal of liberalism is to establish institutions that safeguard individual liberty by restricting and checking political power. So despite that, the fact that these are internal political matters, liberals are trying to be concerned with international relations, because a state's actions abroad can have a significant impact on the freedom at home. So foreign policies that are militarized, are especially, I would say, especially troubling, this militarized, especially, which are troubling to the liberals. So the major point here is that war necessities the developed of war necessities is the development of military strength by a state. So this power can be used to subjugate other nations, but it can also be used to oppress its own people. For the reasons, political regimes rooted in liberalism frequently limit military authorities by assuring civilians control over the military, among other measures. So I will also put in terms of war of territorial expansions or imperialism. So when a state attempts to construct empires by acquiring abroad territories, so we also see, especially, it has an impact troubling to the liberals. So furthermore, the expansionist conflicts necessitates long-term commitment to the military occupation and political control of foreign territories and people. So large bureaucracies with an interest in sustaining or growing the occupation of foreign territories are required for occupation and control. So for liberals here, the central issue, what's the central issue? The central issue here is how to design a political structure that permits government to defend themselves against external danger, which without compromising the individual's liberty of its citizens. So in a liberal state, the major institution check on power is the ability of the people to move their rulers through free and fair election, providing a based power power check on the behavior of the government. So the division of power on like the division of political power among distinctive parts and level of government, such as the legislature, the administration, and the legal system is a second fundamental restraint on political power. This permits the existence of checks and balances of power. So I'm going to talk about also the second aspect, which is neoliberalism. So in terms of neoliberalism, like it's a political ideology that has become like the hegemonic drive to capitalist economy across the globe since like 1970s. So it has provoked a profound market-oriented economic, political, and social restructuring of our lives that ultimately aims at establishing novel forms of class domination, exploitation, and disposition. So at times, neoliberals hegemonies governance technique that uses an umbrella of allegedly unpolitical, scientific, and technical knowledge to like depolitize the like public sphere, and they possess after like depolitize the public sphere, and they try to process policy making in the society. So I would also say that recently the term neoliberal has extended to a very wide range of phenomena like corporatization of universities, the shift of welfare policy towards philanthropy and like entrepreneurship. So the spread of intensive mothering, the privatization of state companies, like to privatize state companies, the expansion of like low wage service work, the like growth of like massive incarceration, and also and so on and so forth. So while this list may seem excessively broad, the concept neoliberalism suggests that such economic, political, social, and cultural phenomena worldwide might be connected to a large transformation in the global scale. So the term neoliberalism originated in 1930. So, and it has been more than the market money of the community. So in Europe and elsewhere, so many understood the devastation of the 1920s Great Depression as having been the cause of the old liberalism. So a lot of things were put in place. So that's how neoliberalism came up. So thank you very much for listening to my topic on neoliberalism and liberalism. Thank you.